What's going on, guys? We are back. It is 10:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the draft finished about like 10-ish minutes ago. And we are here already. We got this done on the spot with the help of our special guest. A draft grade and ranking for not just the BL, but
Not
the SL.
just the SL.
Not just the SL, but also like 7/10 of the PL because three of y'all didn't even have a first, second, or third, which I can relate to. But like, yeah. But anyways, before we get into those draft grades, we
Sorry.
yeah,
They could hear that?
I hope so. Um, Before we get into that, I would like to introduce our special guest. He is not other boss Austin. He is not kind of Austin. He is not maybe Austin. He is Vancouver Titans Austin. How are you today?
Not too bad. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Dude.
Glad to have you on.
He's been one of the first people that has reached out to get on the pod. His application almost was this absolutely beautiful spreadsheet that we'll get to later. But he was like, I would love to be on the 86 draft, like mock draft thing, and we just didn't plan out having last week be the mock draft.
Yeah.
Just because like
The draft really creeps up on you.
yeah, it creeps up on you fast. But hey, maybe
And having
maybe
it having
maybe
it
some
on
draft.
Friday is also having it Friday was also a little tough to do a mock draft like over a month earlier in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tough go.
There's like
I
5
draft
sims
on
before.
because it's like one sim and then it's imported the next sim. So
Agreed. I do agree.
Yeah, but I wish it was starting on Monday, so like we could have done a mock draft. But anyways, excuse me, Vancouver Titans. You guys suck, but you have a better team than me, which is not saying much, but it is saying something. Looking through your well, actually, you know what? Before we get to your current team, I want to deep dive back in the Vancouver Titans history. That's how we normally start these. Which you are our fifth guest, I believe.
Duncan,
Dustin, Paul.
Yep.
Michael and now
Yeah.
Austin.
Michael and Austin.
Yep.
Fifth guest. Wow.
Dude, that's awesome.
A sixth of the league has been on the pod.
No,
Yeah.
well, three of us are.
So in 8/30ths of the league have been on the pod.
Yeah.
I like that.
8/30ths of the league. That's pretty cool. Well, we could 4/15.
4/15.
4/15. There we go. And this is our 9th episode, so we're still on it. We're still
For our
on
10th episode, we're all gonna get naked. All right, move on.
it. We could all be naked. They wouldn't know. We could have been naked. Okay.
The wig is out.
The wig.
During these episodes.
The wig. It actually swaps during the episode. So
That's how we figure out who talks. They have to give the wig to the person who talks.
it's a tiki stick. What are those called? I don't know. A talking stick?
Yeah.
All right. Vancouver Titans. So we recently learned that you have been in the league since 2.0.
This is all
start.
of Austin's history.
This is-
exactly.
No, it's not, because he took another team, which we'll get to for a little bit.
That's true. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah,
I did not know.
I know
that.
the lore.
I don't know
I
that.
read general. But yeah, so walk us through how you joined the league and some of your favorite teams.
Some of your
and
favorite people.
Some of your favorite
Players.
some of your favorite players.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'd love to hear the history.
So yeah, I remember it was a winter break of my freshman year of college. I somehow stumbled upon OOTP. I don't remember how. And I was like, this game looks awesome because I've played Football Manager and love Football Manager. I was like, I love baseball. I'm going to get this game. And I had played it for maybe like a week. And I was on the OOTP Reddit and there was an online league starting. And it was CBA 2.0. I was like, oh, I've got to do this. And I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I don't know if you guys know about this, but when we first started, it was like a 50-game season
Oh.
for the placement.
Oh.
So then, like the top 10 teams after 50 games were the Premier League, and then the next 10 were the silver, and the bottom 10 were the bronze.
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh.
And so my team started really hot, and I was like, "Oh, my team must be pretty good." I tailed off like right at the end, my team kind of fell into the silver league, and I was like, "Oh, my team must be kind of decent," because like I was like one of the top teams until like the last couple sims, and so I threw a bunch of I threw a bunch of my first out and picks out to like improve my team, and then it turned out I was just had a lucky first start, and my team was actually kind of trash.
So
And what's funny is you're
I
actually
do have a
looking.
quick question. When you guys had this, like the 50-game season, did you guys play everybody?
Yes, it was everyone was mixed into it
That's
and
cool.
I
together.
kind of like that.
Hmm.
I wonder if there's like tanking strategies, so you can go to the BL where there's only like 2 spots, but then fuck the BL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so there was someone. I don't think he was Pandas ever in the league with you guys.
Yeah.
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 Unfamiliar.
Okay, so when Pandas was, I think Bay Area is now Winnipeg, if I remember correctly. They relocated,
Okay.
but he only took like his first picks off the gate were all prospects.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
That's kind of cool.
If I remember correctly, his first pick was Lawrence Abernathy,
We got to go to Lawrence
who turned out to be pretty decent.
and go through his history.
Abernathy.
Do you know how to spell that last name? What about Lawrence A?
That's what I was thinking.
Or even A?
Hmm.
Oh, right there. Lawrence Abernathy.
Oh, I just
Wow.
I was
Hey,
one
what,
letter
what,
off.
what a great resume, though.
Wow.
I think this was his first pick, and I mean, he turned out to be a beast. He had
Bay
7.5
Area Pandas
WAR
traded to
in the.
Boston Shoremen. Wait. Oh wait. Never mind.
Nope, it's just Bay
He
Area.
just-
Yeah.
Never mind.
But two
If I remember correctly, that was his first round pick, which would have been. I think he'd have been like 21 when he drafted him, I guess.
Math. He's 56. He was 20.
Go to the history. I want to see
Yeah.
his ratings in the heyday. 60, 65, 55.
Wow. He
Yes,
looks like Bobby Could. Bobby.
Oh
Could.
no, he was drafted
we're
in.
nine
He was
now.
actually drafted in 52. I was wrong. That's just if you go look at the complete, that wasn't a inaugural pick. I got that wrong.
Oh yeah, he was 83.
Yeah.
It's still gross. I would like to. I wish we could go to the Bay Area, whatever the fuck they're called, so we could look.
That would be cool. But yeah, what were your sort of your favorite teams? I also we have both of the people here. I want you guys to talk about like it was Mike's first TOC, and then one of your first. I want like the feelings of that like TOC championship between you two.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
was
So I actually
up
think
3-1.
like I made the TOC in 79, but I liked my team in 78 better. And so if you go back to my history, go look at my Pythag for
Minus
80 or
12.
78.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
You would have been one of the best teams ever.
dude! He had
Well,
97 wins
it
in the BL and got. Oh, so okay. 97 Python. That's insane. Almost.
And so like if you look at my team was absurd that year. Like if you
Craig Quero
I-
and the Stoffel when he was good.
and then what really screwed me over was Ramon Mota, who had 5.5 WAR that year and then retired.
Oh my god, I remember this pickup. Didn't you?
'Cause I
pay, like,
front-loaded-
a lot for him.
I front loaded his contract. So if you look at his history, I paid him 40 million his first 2 years, and after that it was gonna be like 15 or 20.
Oh,
40.
okay.
So I had
Wow, he got the bag and
front loaded
dipped.
it really hard.
He got the bag and dipped.
Yeah, after having back to back like monster seasons for me.
It's
Wow.
so it's
He had
so, it's
over
so
those 2
random.
years.
Dude, 7.7. Holy shit.
He was like an Iron Man too.
Yeah.
190. Look at the innings pitched on this guy.
Dude, you dog.
Yeah, he was
this
just-
dude.
He was just he was a beast, and then was like, oh, never mind, I'll just retire.
Hall of Famer, definitely.
Yeah, 60 WAR.
Not many accolades though.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, never mind. PL champion with who? 66, 63. Minnesota.
Wow.
Wow. Minnesota was gross, I guess. Interesting.
No, I think it was with Houston. I'm guessing it was with Houston.
He's 45 and he has
66.
these ratings, dude.
He's gross.
Dude, he could be playing right now.
At 40, dude, that's
And he's-
insane.
And he's a lefty with extreme ground ball. He'd probably be like a 4-1 player
He
still.
would put up 8 WAR on Mark's team.
I gotta shortlist this guy.
I
mean, he still has 55 stamina too.
Oh my, dude, this guy is gross.
The DILF shortlist. Yeah, this is a gross team. Yeah. It's so what did you do in the 78 TOC?
I was fourth in the BL because I
That's the
had a
Pythag,
minus
yeah.
12 Pythag.
Oh my god. Oh, you were fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still crazy.
was just 'cause I had a
35 and
minus
41
12.
season is fourth.
Yeah.
Was I?
My team almost hit 300 and I had a 2.83 ERA and got fourth.
That's a rough BL for sure.
Oh, okay.
You got 8th.
Oh, wow. Who was in the BL that year? That was insane.
Oh, I don't remember.
Mexico City?
This could be Jack's BL team.
This could have been Jack's like monster team. 78.
No, it wasn't.
He was in the BL.
Houston won it that year.
Okay.
Houston.
That Paul.
I don't remember Paul having an insane team.
Yeah,
Interesting.
wow. Wait, who's on?
Oh, yeah,
Do
'cause
we
when did-
have another
I don't
graphic
remember.
that could
I mean,
display all of this? Anyways,
Francisco Hernandez had 6.4 WAR
Oh,
that
it was
year.
the Francisco Hernandez, yeah. Yeah.
okay.
And then you also had Mario Martinez with 5 WAR in the rotation.
Oh, yeah. I had Mario Martinez on my team for the longest time, and I gave him to Houston as like a throw-in. And then his ratings really never developed, but he just had like a 5 WAR year.
Was it this Francisco?
Yeah, he had 5. He had 10 career WAR, and 5 of it was in that 1 year.
Yeah.
Wait, this year? Damn.
No, that was back in
Yeah.
the 78 season.
Oh, okay, yeah. Holy shit. Interesting. 80 RBIs, damn. 35 doubles. This guy's not good anymore. He can still run though. At 35, that's pretty cool.
The Jaden Mags.
I have to shout out the Ashball acquisition. I think I traded you Ashball, but he was like a high stuff lefty, I think, or maybe he was a righty, but
No, he was a high stuff left.
Yeah.
He had like.
No, he was a lefty.
yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
pickup for the BL.
Yeah.
He just tore up the BL.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was he was great for me in those. I had him for like 5 years or whatever. He was great.
Yeah.
He had like a walks per 9 problem, but like he still had it over like a 3K to BB ratio.
Nick
Yeah, it
Matson.
doesn't matter in the BL if you're just gonna strike people out, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Matson.
Yeah, he's
Is,
still
is
kicking
Nick is Nick Matson the bane of your existence?
it.
I'm just kidding.
I just he was so good for what 2. I think he won like the reliever of the year 2 years in a row, and then just decided to stop. He was like, who's the guy from the Angels that just gave up on baseball?
Oh, the third
Ren-
baseman.
Rendon.
Yeah,
Rendon.
He got is like the worst contract in MLB history.
Yeah, he just gave up. He had that Anthony Rendon work ethic.
Yeah.
That's so sad though. Nick Matson was a victim. See, dude, they don't even have him. He's a ghost. He doesn't exist. But he was definitely a victim of
He was the
OTP
anvil for a
25.
couple seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's
I mean, he's still kicking and making 15 mil as a reliever.
yeah, no, he's bad.
I mean, well, oh no,
Last season he was good. Was with you. That's good. Good to see. It's like watching your ex just have a miserable life. Oh my God, you're engaged, right?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she asked if I wanted to come over tonight, and I was like, she knew I had the fantasy draft. I was like, well, she's like, you could do your draft here. I'm like, well, I can't come over, and if I tell you why, you might laugh at me.
Dude, everyone having funny stories to get onto the podcast is hilarious.
Dude, I respect y'all so
Yeah,
fucking
that's
much.
awesome.
This is so dope.
So
Austin's
she
engaged
said
to
to send her the link, and she'll listen for a little bit.
Aw.
That's awesome. That's good. That's good. That's good. It would be cool if she could just listen to the chit chat before the pod too. I feel like that's like the
Yeah.
interesting part for a significant other. But
Yeah, she doesn't care about the fake baseball players.
no. So he got beat by Kentucky. He got beat by Wow, I think all these guys got beat. No, that was a really good series. I was shitting myself the whole time, dude.
Austin, if I remember correctly, you drafted most of these guys too, right? They were all like picked and developed.
Yeah, so if you look, you're looking at 79 now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Francis Espinoza, Stoffel, Stevens, Arajo, Cuero, Moggs, were all drafted.
Wow.
Hernandez was a big trade.
Yeah.
Kessler, I don't remember if I traded for him or if he was a free agent.
Did you?
Or he might have been a loan. I think because I loaned a few guys that year to really make a push.
Yeah. From Cleveland?
And then pitching wise, I traded for Crusoe. I drafted Matson and Malcolm, signed Ashbaugh, and then drafted a bunch of these other guys too, or traded for him.
Wayne Mangini at the beginning
Like
of his
Keith,
career.
like if you look at Keith LeCain, he was just some random lefty I had that would just outperformed his ratings like crazy.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
2.3 4.5. Oh my god.
4.5
Like,
WAR. Wow.
He was just a high control lefty who he was insane for 3 years for me. Same with I think
high control, most wild pitches in the BL.
I'm pretty sure he was high control.
He's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, if you look at him now,
he's looking at his eyes are in.
He
line
looks
with the
nothing like that on mine.
He's probably black. That must be 9 for 9 too.
Like, because if you look at his ratings, he still has 65 control.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
bro, he's hanging on to the thing.
You know, something that like he could have been a lefty that's 6'11", dude. That's
he's got some Bigfoot in him. He's probably from West Virginia. Oh, Quebec. Interesting. What was I gonna point out with this dude? I forget. But this is crazy. His wild pitches. It's probably because he's a fucking goon, and his wild pitches are like intentional.
That's what you're gonna point out.
Yeah, that was a really good.
Bro, what if you use the word goon so bad?
And goon. Oh, he's still kicking it. Whoa, I'm taking him in the New Year's draft. No, he's probably on his roster.
I don't want to I don't know. There's been a lot of good teams, but looking back, dude, this is a really out of all the teams I've seen, this has to be one of the better teams in the history of the CBA. I'm not even kidding. Especially in the BL, you remember how good. The war stands out for itself, but a lot of these guys, when at the start of their careers, like Stoffel and Francis, they were some of the best players at this position.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You had a bunch of them too.
Yeah, he was an 80 out of 80.
Yeah, that was just
80 out of 80. 80 out of 80. He was 60. He was a 60. He was a 55.
The offense, at least, I guess.
Kostic was a good defensive piece for you. Everything fit together so well.
Yeah, it was a really good team.
Yeah, that was just. If you look at the draft history, it was I think it's 4 or 5 drafts is what it took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was 8 drafts
Mhm.
Wow, 8 drafts.
Because I drafted Moggs in 71, and I drafted Malcolm in 77,
Really quick, Austin.
and it was just
What can you speak on Kenny Carter for a second?
yeah. So Kenny Carter was someone that I drafted him back in 56, and I drafted him as, let's see, I drafted him. He was like 15 or 16 when I drafted him,
8th overall.
Wow. 50.
and he was really like the first run I made. I think I got promoted for the first time in like 59. Yeah, it was 59. His rookie year, I got promoted. And I mean, if you look at him on in game, his first 2 full years were just absurd. Like he still has one of the best Silver League seasons ever. Hitting wise, that is.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa. 999.
And so those were his first 2 years, and he won
Dude, 22
MVP
home
his
runs
first 2
and
full
5 home
years.
runs is so crazy.
And then he what's funny is that 2060 season, he barely played because in the preseason he fell down the stairs.
Classic.
And so was out for half the year, and then I rushed him back, and he just sucked for that year anyways. But then he came back the next year and won MVP with a 184 OPS plus.
Dude, that's sick. You kept him.
And after that,
for
he
so
kind of was
long.
just like, yeah, and I kind of just killed his war. I was like, I'm gonna make him play, and I just killed his war.
Yeah, bro's
I like
it. Bro's gasping for air. He's gasping for the Espinosa line.
Almost, Mike.
Mendoza line.
And so, and I think what made it better is like I think, if I remember correctly, I traded up for him with a pick that Bob had. So then Bob wasn't it. I think Bob was going to take him, but I traded up and was like, I really want this guy, and it just worked out great for me.
And then he became your profile picture for a while there, right?
Yeah, I typically switch it around to like, because right now it's actually still Craig Hernandez from when I traded for him. But I figured once I got Yezagai, or however you say his name in game, I was going to change it to him.
Easy gear.
Do you plan on keeping him? Or
Yeah.
Is that trade bait?
No, he's sticking around. He's only like 17.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which
Yeah.
guy?
And I guess we can talk about the draft later. I don't want to get.
Oh yeah. So I'm assuming either one of those teams were your favorite teams. Favorite player, Kenny Carter.
So I think Kenny Carter's kind of the obvious one, but I think the underrated one is Juan Orocho,
Juan.
Oh,
Orocho.
wasn't he on this team?
and he was around Kenny Carter as well, but he is definitely the most accomplished
That's right. I said the top.
hitter,
This is
and
baseman. Up.
he's the most accomplished hitter in Vancouver history.
Wow.
Wow.
24
the
WAR.
longevity.
He's basically leads. Yeah, he basically leads in every single counting stat.
Ooh, we should do this. Can't we go to? Wait, no, we could do this in game. I can look at you.
Yeah, you can do it in game. You can, yeah. If you go to history and then just batting leaders.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But like if you go down to counting stats, it's him, Kenny Carter leading every single one.
Juan
Orocho.
Orocho. Yeah. Most WAR.
So he's my like just Hall of really good. Like he's clearly not a Hall of Famer, but he was so solid for such a long time.
Orocho. Wow, this is pretty definitive as well. Oh, Kenny Carter there.
Wow.
Damn, this is cool. Kenny
Yeah.
Carter, doubles career Kenny Carter. Juan Orocho.
Yeah, so it's him and Juan Orocho are at the top of basically all of them.
You had some crazy gap power. That's so crazy.
Well, also look at my ballpark. My ballpark helps.
Mm.
Lot of home runs.
Wow.
Wait.
Ooh,
No, a lot of.
Wait, not home runs. Yeah, I always get those mixed up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
Like, does 1.17
So that's
mean
kind
there's
of-
17% more home runs
No, doubles.
or doubles? Like, that makes sense.
yeah, and you can. That's kind of a. that's kind of a tip on like kind of key of what I do. Is like that's one of the reasons I really liked Kingarski in last draft. Is like that guy's just gonna be a double machine in my park.
Yeah. If I'm so oh ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's a great strategy pick there for your park.
Yeah.
He should get close to like 50, 60 doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he'll hit. And I even have him at 70 gap power already
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I this is my
on my scout.
this is what I have,
That's just Osa.
or this is my fully scouted. I like him, and
Yeah, so we see him pretty. Our guys see him pretty similar actually.
Mm-hmm. Wow, he's playing
Even though
great
my guy
short.
has him at. I don't. Is he actually playing short in the minor leagues? I haven't noticed that. Oh yeah, he is. He's actually playing pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
really
the
good.
efficiency,
That's
range
insane.
factor,
Yeah.
the fielding percentage is like okay, but everything else kind of makes more up for it. So
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would never play him at shortstop
Mhm.
in majors.
yeah, so we could switch to your current team. What are we doing? What's the plan for the upcoming? Let's just say 3-year plan.
Yeah, 3-year plan is. I mean, I've got 3 first next year,
Ooh.
and I've got 2 in 88, and I'm on track to. I have Duncan's first next year, so I'm going to be having 2 top 12ish picks next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, your pick, Indy's pick, and Carolina's pick.
And
That's
so
that's really
my
good.
pick will be 1-1 or 1-2,
Mm-hmm.
and then Duncan's pick I think is currently like the 112,
Wow.
and so that's kind of where I'm headed right now. Is really building off of this draft that I just had, which had a ton of young guys, and
You're gonna have the 1-1.
yeah, Duncan's
Yeah.
pick is,
Damn, Vancouver's
and
gonna
then
be
Duncan's
sick.
currently the 112 and
Mm-hmm.
falling.
And then you'll have the 25th around.
Yeah, which I'm happy with because my goal is if you really look ahead to the 88 draft, that's the last draft that I want to have a high pick because in 88 there's just so many good starting pitchers in 88.
Yeah. I've
And
seen that.
so and so my goal that's the last year I want to be have like a top 5 pick because I know I can just go draft a solidified number 1 in 88.
Dude, Dusty Burger's gone. I don't know where he went. My baby, Dusty
He's
Burger.
he's up
87?
he's on here for me.
What draft is he on there for?
He's on the here for 88 for me.
Bro dipped out of the fucking draft class for me. Where's Dusty Burger?
Sometimes I think it can vary until it actually. But he'll for sure he won't be in the 89 draft because he could technically play for 2 more years, which would put him in 88
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh
could
my
be
God.
87.
because
Oh
he could
wait,
technically be in
88.
next year.
Dude, he's
Yeah,
so
he could
good.
technically be in next year because the college guys can play for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They don't understand why they can play for 5.
Yeah. But I mean like if you're this guy, like
He's
I'd be
insane.
getting my Burger King sponsorship and scooting my ass right out of. Is he from Hawaii? Is that what HI is?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's definitely Hawaiian. Um, anyways, yeah, that's good. I will definitely heed your advice. I want to get some more 88 picks as well, but I'm
Well,
definitely gonna be
Duncan has
Dusty
7.
Burger. Duncan has what?
Duncan has 7.
Okay, Cincinnati. Bro, what?
He just got 3, dude.
3?
Oh, in 88. He just got 3 first from Tommy.
Okay, but he has like
He'll have a lot of late
late
picks.
20s, maybe late 20s, late 20s, maybe teens. Like, I mean, yeah, he's gonna get amazing.
Oh, for
He's
sure.
gonna get studs, but like still, like maybe he'll package that up for something
You know,
better.
Duncan likes to make huge deals.
Yeah,
He'll definitely leverage
he
himself
does.
into something.
He does. Um,
Let's get to the draft.
yeah. So I mean, you have some really good pitchers. I wanted to touch on that just like for a second. Are these guys in your future?
I think that the relievers are.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Some
Like,
really
really
I've
good
got
high
like
stuff.
Yeah. They're playing too. 42.
yeah.
for
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun just churning these guys around in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to keep doing is just kind of churn through them, because I think I turned last year. I drafted Jeremy Croft around like pick 50, and then I traded him to Tyler in LA,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used one of those pieces for Ramirez and Livingston. So I turned this early second into like 3 prospects and 2 starting relievers.
That's huge. Dude, see, this is
And so that's
this is
kind of
how
my
this is how you win in the CBA. Like you got to make these small moves. Chiram Baskin. Oh, is this the guy?
I don't know what to think
He's
about
been like
him.
a high prospect for so long.
This guy's odd.
Yeah. I just don't know if he's actually good or not.
You can't trust him.
Casey's actually been decent this year. 91 fit minus isn't bad at all.
Yeah, no. He looks like he's good. Hopefully he fills out. I have faith. I have faith for him. He's lefty anyways. He'll do fine.
Yeah, until we switch to 80 to 26.
Yeah, true. And then home run, and then movement's not going to be OP anymore, and then it's just going to be like fucked. But we'll digress. Next up, we are on. We are
You got this.
on.
Oh.
We are on to the draft.
Hide the grades. Hide the grades. I got it.
Shit.
I got mine.
No, we gotta hide.
I had
Well, luckily my shit don't work.
my grades.
Okay, I think we're good.
You did it, Jhunt?
Yeah, I got mine. Well, I got mine.
Oh, okay.
Let me do.
I got mine.
Okay, here we go.
What about
Oh, it's
Austin?
not refreshing for me.
Hey,
Oh, I gotta get my tiers.
I just hit everything.
Why'd you hide it?
I just put it in white.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys didn't see that. I'll chop that out.
I'm good.
You guys are not good.
I'm good.
My minimal editing will
Shit.
take this out.
Boston, you had a good draft.
Nah, I'm cutting all this out. Can you still see our screen?
Wait. It's good. It doesn't have any grades or anything. It just has. Okay.
We don't need everything
Yeah, I
to
can-
be in white like this.
I can see your
players and
screen
stuff.
so.
Okay.
We can, yeah.
We'll pick up now.
Wait.
Or almost. Damn, I want Brazy on that. For some apparent reason. Okay. Do we want to start off the
Wait.
PL or BL?
Fuck. God damn. Can someone remove the grades on my thing?
Where?
In SL.
Okay, BL, PL, or SL?
I'll start with BL.
All right. Starting off with our BL picks, the way we're going to do this is Jhunt is going to get the BL rankings, V will be doing the SL rankings, and Austin will be doing the PL rankings. I have been on an 11-hour car ride today from Boston, so I have absolutely... And I honestly didn't even do much research on this draft given my lots of picks, so I'm just going to be commenting.
Okay.
Take it away.
So I was in charge of BL, and starting off with Atlanta, he had a pretty good draft. He had no picks.
What was your criteria?
Criteria was literally just my opinion. There was, V has it mathematically panned out to everything. I did not do that. I was pretty familiar with the draft going in. So a lot of these guys, it was just my opinion. No criteria, to be honest. What I thought. So, So starting off with Atlanta, he had no picks in the first 3 rounds, so he gets an NA for that.
He gets no picks.
Congratulations, Atlanta. You get an NA. Okay, and then Denver. Okay, so I think the first thing of note here with Denver is he picked Rich Hahn at the 1-3, which might have surprised some people. Personally, I actually kind of like the pick. Do we want to pull up Rich Hahn real quick?
Yeah.
We won't do this for everybody, but
I think that Shaheen was the obvious pick there.
So
if he's gonna pick someone like close to ready,
yeah,
for the next. But like I do understand he's probably like the best pure hitter in the draft.
Yeah, I think Hahn was the best hitter in the draft, and he's not like 22 or anything. He's 21, so these could still fill out, and the stats back it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he got the best hitter in the draft. Wait, who went the 1-2?
Eric Cole.
Oh yeah, so
Eric
probably
Cole.
Yeah, got it. So Rich Hahn was probably the best hitter in the draft. Sorry, Mike, and that looks even better. So there you go. I actually didn't mind the pick at all. And then Goldsmith, I really like the Goldsmith pick. I wanted Goldsmith. I was thinking about taking Goldsmith in the late first, and he got him in the early second. So, and then Bauer was also a really good first baseman that I liked. And then his third round picks, I loved. I can't believe he got Chris King.
Yeah, that was an amazing pick.
Yeah, I think he had 2.
I don't understand how Chris King went that late.
Yeah. Yes. I'll show. I'm not sure if people are too familiar with Dan Guzman, but I was looking at Dan Guzman, and
Chris King.
I will after Guzman. I actually like Guzman.
Wow.
Like if he can get in the dev lab, I think I have him at 55 range. But with these, if he can fill out some of his contact, he's got a little bit of speed. I don't hate the pick, honestly, for
especially
a third round pick.
Third round,
yeah. So I like that. Now he did go all hitting, which was kind of I don't know. That was one thing where I was like, I'd take some pitchers here, but
he does need pitching too.
Yeah, Chris King.
That's why I would have. I thought Shaheen was the better pick in the first over Hahn.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that take, but I don't want to discredit Hahn because I think Hahn will be really good. So.
No, Hahn's gross. Hahn is so gross.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he got the best hitter in the draft. So I gave Denver an A-. I think he had one of the better drafts. I really liked the Goldsmith pick in the second, and then the third round I also really liked. I think the difference between a lot of other people's grades and my grades was that I actually kind of liked the Hahn pick. So moving on to Miami. So he got Eric Reed at a really good spot, don't you think?
Miami's scary.
He is, dude. After he got Eric Reed, I like being in the BL and competing with Miami currently. Like I am nervous.
Yeah, I think he got him at like the 1-7,
1-9,
which
1-9. Yeah, 1-9.
Wow, Austin, you like that pick at the 1-9?
Oh yeah, especially for Miami, who's pitching. I don't like his pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he has McLaren, who's gross, but I think at 1-9, that's an insane pick for him.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was talking to Minnesota. Minnesota was close to taking him at 1-5.
Yeah.
Just pairing him with Brahmer and Ibarra.
That would be sick. He didn't really need. You don't.
Oh my god, dude.
That would have been.
That would have been. I would have.
Thank God.
I think that's sort of overkill, though. I don't know if you want to focus much on.
Every game is a bullpen game.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, just put all your starting pitchers on like a 17 pitch count. No. A 75 pitch count, and then only have 3 relievers.
This guy's a really interesting guy that me, Jhunt, and Mike kind of like opinions on.
I wish I fucking took him at the 115. Honestly, I like this.
Totally disagree. I don't like this pick. He has 30 stamina, so he's probably a reliever in his future. Like, even if he fills all this out.
Oh, he's a reliever?
Yeah, he's a reliever.
Wait, go to my head scout.
Wait.
Oh, you have
He's
him at
35.
I'm at 35 too, but you don't like seeing OSA being at 30 though.
Yeah, I mean, okay, for like I would say like if I just saw this guy, I'd probably put him at like a mid-second round pick. That's what I think of him as, and he took him in the late first. It was the last pick in the first, but still, like, I don't know, just not a huge fan of the Hallel pick, but he could end up being gross. So,
it's not a halal pick. He's Israeli.
And then finally, he also took this guy
Ew.
in the 3rd round, and
Not bad.
What?
I mean,
Oh, no, he kind of sucks.
I was gonna say I'm not a huge
That dude
fan.
ugly as fuck.
The ratings aren't. I mean, the ratings are just not even developed, and he was not a good hitter
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
college. That's kind of.
He's not going to be anything.
But also for a
He's
third round
not.
pick, it's whatever.
yeah,
Doesn't really matter.
yeah. I think if we looked at the spot he picked at though, I think it was the 3-9, and I think you could have found at least some
Chris
exciting
King.
Chris
pieces.
King. He
So
doesn't need Chris King though. I
Chris
like-
King went. Chris King went before that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Chris King was the 3-3.
Choco has a really good sense of like what he needs for his team, and I respect how he has the blinders on. You know, like he looks at for the guys that he needs, and it's intentional. So he probably put that on auto.
I ended up giving Miami a B. I thought the Reed pick was really good, and then after that, I really wasn't a fan. But getting Reed at the 1-9, I think, was significant enough for me to give him a better than just like a C. So, moving on to Minnesota, I really like Ben James a lot. I was trying to trade up to take Ben James. So I think
Yummy.
I think Ben James could end up being one of the okay. I think he could be one of the best players in the draft if he's like a true shortstop. Like if the 70 range stays 70 range. He's also got some speed, and like anytime there's a shortstop that can hit, he's always going to be taken in the top 10 of the draft. So sorry, I thought.
Yeah, what sucks about Ben James is that I was worried it was going to happen. Is that he was coming off an injury and then turned fragile.
Okay. So
Good
he was
shout.
Because
normal
I've had that
before.
happen. I had that happen. He was normal, but he was on an injury, and then he turned fragile after the injury, which I was afraid of because I've had that happen to guys I've taken. I think I took Aaron Stevens 1-2, and he turned fragile off of an injury during the draft as well.
And here's the other thing with James is if he isn't able to fill out this contact up here, then he's not a good hitting shortstop. So I still like the pick though, because again, if you can find a shortstop that looks like he could possibly hit, I'll never dock that. The Matt Thierot
Yeah,
pick,
and I mean the stats are good.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was the other thing is his stats. All 3 seasons, very consistent.
It's really crazy to see a 6'7", 70 speed, 70 infield range. Like he's got the like Usain Bolt build, and as a short,
Like he should probably be a wide receiver.
Yeah, he should be in the NBA.
Either or works, honestly.
Athletic beast.
Now this scouting report
Yep.
is one that I got to, and I think if I didn't get the scouting report, I would have pushed harder to trade up and take James, but this scared me right here.
Yeah, that is bad.
You know what this?
I think I got a similar one, and I agree.
Yeah.
Remember? I think I referenced this interview with you, Jhunt. But who's that? Who's the black outfielder? Or he plays like every position for
Josh Chisholm?
for Boston, for the Red Sox for a while.
Oh, Jackie Bradley.
No. What's his name?
For the
Mookie
Red
Betts.
Sox? Yeah, Mookie Betts probably.
Mookie Betts. Yeah. He was saying like they were he was being interviewed during Black History Month, and they're like, how are we gonna get more like Black Americans into the sport? And he's like, we just don't have the superstars. Like they're all like Dominican or like from a different country, and like we need more Black superstars to look up to in the MLB. That's gonna be Ben James, unless he turns.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Dude,
but
he's Venezuelan.
No, he's from Cincinnati.
Dude, all of that for him to be Venezuelan is crazy.
What? I think it was a good point by Mookie Betts. Anyways.
But the other thing is he's 19, and so he could fill out. You never know. With a couple, like a good TCR, he could end up being elite. So if I had the pick, if I was Minnesota and at the 1-5, I would have taken Ben James as well. So I like that pick. And then I like Matt Thierot. He got him in the early second. I think it was the early second. And your head scout does not like him at all. My head scout likes him a lot more than this. I think I have him at 60 power. So
My scout's a Nazi.
yeah. I have favorite tools, right? Yeah.
I have favorite tools, so I think that shows like what the potential, like the absolute potential could be. So my scout likes him a lot more, so I like the pick. So, but it wasn't anything crazy, but I like the pick. And then the other two, I like Bayer a lot. Like, I think the thing with Minnesota is he just had a very solid draft. Like, nothing bad. He kind of just, I think he took everything that I would have taken. Bayer's a good catcher. I think he was, yeah, if he could fill out this contact, he could be okay.
He looks like a perfect backup catcher that could form no, never mind, low leader. No worth.
Mm-hmm. And then Bobby
I
Knight.
like him. I like him. He's lefty too.
I think that this was actually my
think
least favorite pick.
Really?
I think that'll play very well in the BL.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like.
What do you think, Austin?
Yeah, I think both picks were just picks for need.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a good catcher, and Bayer should be a decent backup or a good platoon. And then Bobby Knight's just kind of, I mean, he's a lefty with good stats, so I think he's a number 5 in the BL in a pinch, probably.
I was gonna say, like, Minnesota in real life. Was he asking you questions or anything?
Yeah, I was helping him out quite a bit because where he goes to college in Central Missouri, and they had tornado damage, so he was out helping a bunch with tornado cleanup. So I helped him a lot with the Terrio Bayer Knight picks.
Okay.
I like the Knight pick a lot.
I like, yeah. And you know what? Okay, so go to his scouting. So I feel like we've seen like a resurgence. I think I talked about this last pod. But like, yes, you see like the big downturn in overall and a potential ratings, but seeing that there with a good dev budget means that when he gets to 25, which is not too far away, he could get a big TCR going back up to those ratings. I know it's rare, but if you have the right dev budget and you do things correctly with the dev lab, like I can definitively say that there is a chance. I mean, we've seen it with Mark's team. If Mark can do it, I can do it. Famous last
I guess for me, I like in the second rounds and stuff. You said it's a pick for need. I get that. I just like to take guys with like kind of a higher ceiling, and like you said, he's probably at best a BL5, and I just
look at those pitches though.
I wouldn't
like
target.
This cat.
Yeah.
I really like this
I don't
cat.
I really don't understand what you guys see
Hater.
in Bobby Knight. I'm sorry. He doesn't do anything well, but I
What do you guys
digress.
think? Let us know in the comments below.
But I ended up,
Nobody ever fucking comments on our fucking videos.
they do in the Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
I all in all, I liked Minnesota's draft. They gave him a B+. I thought it was a solid draft. Moving on to New Orleans. Now he traded back a couple spots with Sir Austin.
Beautiful draft.
Yeah,
New
but
Orleans.
before we go through this, I think this is my favorite draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge draft by New Orleans.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah, I
added a
really liked what New Orleans did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I liked him trading down to take Sheehan.
Yeah, getting Sheehan there was huge.
Sheehan also has been, for me at least, look at these scouting reports. Like he's been getting a lot of good scouting reports.
He's insane.
What do you get him at?
The 1-4.
Go back to Jose.
So yeah, this was taken after Rich Hahn, which I understand. I get why people were like meh about that, but
Extreme.
ow. No, I love this pick. I think Sheehan at the
I genuinely almost stayed at 1-4 and was just gonna happily take Sheehan. The only reason I didn't was because of the age of Izaguirre.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you only had to give up
Like,
a second and third.
I don't really need a 21-and-a-half-year-old right now. I'll take the 18-year-old who's probably slightly better, but not a lefty, which kind of sucks.
Okay, my bad.
So I love that for him because pairing Sheehan with Billy Irvine will be really, really solid.
Yep.
These two are cracking up behind me. Just spill the beans.
So,
Okay, I don't know where we left off, but we had some technical difficulties.
I don't like showing head scout for guys that I might want to target in the
We
future.
like we
Joe
don't
Sheehan's sexy.
we like Sheehan a lot.
Sheehan.
So
Sheehan.
What I was saying is I really like what New Orleans did pairing Sheehan with Billy Irvine.
Yeah. Though I don't know how much I like Billy Irvine at the moment. We want to show Billy Irvine.
Yeah,
He kind of just
I
dumps.
didn't realize that he got a brutal drop for me in March.
Yeah, like he's playing well in res. Don't get me wrong, but oh my, like fly ball righty with only 55 stuff. Like I feel like outside of the BL, you can't play him.
But he's playing. He's
You
playing
can play him
pros
outside of the
in res.
Yeah, he's playing good. I would like to see him out, but it just sucks because like even I thought Billy Irvine was the pick over someone like Chris Murray at the time, but for this to happen is awful.
And then
Yeah, in March.
sorry.
I was gonna say in March his velo and stuff dropped for me.
Yeah, no, he's had some
Yeah.
bad dev reports. But
Such a shame.
I still think he could be a decent piece even in the PL. Who knows? He could get a couple TCRs back up to look okay. So yeah, he did draft Sheehan, so now he's got definitely probably a 1 with Sheehan. And then Cody Ryan. I love the Cody Ryan pick. I think Ryan was second or third best catcher in the draft. If he fills out, then he's solid. Like even right now with the defense, that's a really good second round
You should
pick.
compare player to Nick Fant.
Yeah, no, I know they are very solid.
Nick Fant
Similar.
is playing well so far though.
You can't type.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't have to go to Nick.
And then Danny Solis was probably my favorite pick in the draft. Honestly, I think Solis is a late first round pick. And he maybe not even late. Like he's a great player, and he got him in the second round. So that was another really good pick. Tony Teague was one that we were talking about before the draft as a sleeper.
Yeah.
I had him so high on my draft board, but like he's 21, so I'm not too mad about not getting him.
I don't know exactly
But
where he
that
took him.
defense
Very
can
interesting
play
player.
short. Nah, not short.
No.
Second.
Yeah.
But a great second.
Because I wouldn't say I really liked him. I thought he was interesting from the get go.
Yeah, interesting is a good word. Yeah, I mean, if he fills out this power, like a 60 grade power with this defense, if in
We'll
that
play.
in the second round,
With 50 contact, we'll play.
12 home runs in 43 and 43 starts is like really good.
yeah.
Like
He's
that
durable.
looks great.
So I think he got him in like the later second round too. So
It was 19th pick. In this.
okay,
And I really like this next pick as well.
and then he got Steve Wall.
I think this is great value. A ground ball guy that you can use like in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
In the third round, I think we were talking about it in the Discord today how like there's minimal war in the third round. But if you find someone you know you're able to use in the third round, just take them.
Yeah.
Travis Weber.
Yeah, Wall looks pretty good. And then finally, Bob Salmons. I have no idea who this guy is. I'm sorry, I totally forget. Yeah, not a fan. I mean, whatever. Like, it was probably a later third round pick.
He can
Yo,
get,
he
he can
can
get to,
hit.
50 contacts.
Oh my God, it's fucking
Matt Kirk.
It's Matt Kirk.
So, I had New Orleans as the first or second best drafter in the BL. Congratulations, New Orleans! You had a great draft. We all really thought it was really good. Moving on to Orlando, he drafted 2 first basemen that are both good, but the Feitner pick, I think he could have got Nick Tamayo instead, but I don't hate the Feitner pick. I think he got this guy at the 1-6. And
Yeah, 1-6.
and honestly, he could end up being the best hitter in the draft. He's also given us a smooch here. His lips are huge.
Oh my God, he's mewing.
Yeah. But I was looking at this
Bob's gonna
guy.
have to look that up.
I was hoping he would fall and I could trade up to get Feitner because I think he will end up being pretty legit. But it was at the 1-6, which I thought was a little bit early for Feitner. But I don't hate it.
It kind of looks like Dennis Wahlberg.
Yeah, I think something to consider in this class is like, I think in most classes, Feitner at 1-6 is rich, but in this class, it was not a good class at all.
Mm-hmm. Especially top heavy
And
wise.
so
Yeah.
I didn't have any issue with Feitner at 6. Like in a normal draft, I think that's way too high, but in this one, I was like, yeah, that's a fine pick.
Mhm.
Weren't you saying in the Discord that like people trading is a testament to how good the draft is?
I was mostly joking about how like everyone in the top 10 was like, I'll trade back.
Okay.
He could have got Nick Tamayo though, who
He looks insane.
give me Tamayo over Feitner any day of the week. But
Yeah, he looks, and his scouting reports have just been going up and up.
yeah,
Oh my tomato.
yeah, he's been yeah, I don't know. He could. I thought that Tomeo would have been the right pick there, but I don't hate Feitner. The one pick I do want to talk about a lot is Jake Barclay, because I was considering Jake Barclay at the 122, and he got him in the second round. Can I show your head scout on this one? So, oh man, my head scout likes him so much more than I think I have him at like
Good
65.
dodge.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
I have Nazi.
So I like the Barclay pick. I think he could end up being a very solid hitter.
Dude, he's Brian Barclay's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found that they actually kind of look alike. So, kind of. He also got the another first baseman, which I was, I don't love just drafting 2 young first basemen, but
I'm gonna get a B-.
But Roberts looks pretty solid.
I was just gonna say that Jake Barclay's from Maryland and Brian Barclay's from West Virginia, so it is possible.
Ooh.
It's pretty close.
It could just be like a different hospital they went to.
They met at the University of Charleston.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
One thing to note on Roberts, though, he can play left, and he can play left pretty well,
Oh, wow.
or right. So this is, I know he's first right now, but he could end up being like a really good hitter. So
Oh yeah, that's not a first baseman. It's an outfielder.
yeah.
Dude, that's
I mean,
beautiful.
yeah.
Dude, I was trying to get him. These are the things that you can't look at when you're driving. You can look at like the base stat, like ratings and potentials, but like getting out your computer to see what his personality is like kind of risky when you're like going through New York City.
You only did that twice.
I only did that twice.
So I like that pick
It was
a lot.
It was a first and second round pick. Like I can't not risk my life for that. Don't do that at home, kids.
And then the Carl Philpott pick, whatever. I think it was a 3rd round pick here. No, it was a 2nd round pick. I mean, whatever. I get it. Like, the potentials are cool. We'll see if he turns out to be anything.
If he fills out his pot, then it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that. His pot is empty. Half full.
Damn.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Overall, I thought the draft for Orlando was like okay. I like Roberts. I didn't Feitner, man. Barclay was pretty good. So I ended up giving Orlando a B. It was all around not bad, solid draft. And then moving on to Phoenix, I will just say right away that I'm sorry, Adam. I thought your draft was bad.
Whoa! Calling out the commit.
Wow.
It was really just like a couple. I like Wolford a lot. He could have got Tomeo too, though, which
Looks like Feitner.
Yeah, I think Wolford actually I like a little bit more than Feitner, just because I think he has some currents that are kind of filled out.
This is the guy told me would trade 2 firsts for in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I pay attention to this. I'm not sure if anybody else does, but he has the number 2 prospect ranking.
Oh, I hate that.
I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know why, but it's just like they're just like, yeah, he's really fucking good. So Wolford I liked, and then after that it starts to go downhill. This guy Josh Hansen is probably the worst 2nd round pick in the history of the CBA.
Someone clip that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't
I
know.
mean, he can play short. What do you think?
He was definitely helping an underprivileged parent or child while this pick's going on. You insensitive fuck. Josh Hansen saved the life.
He can stand at shortstop. I don't know if
Will he move? Maybe.
But yeah, Adam, let us know in the comments below what you were thinking when you drafted Josh Hansen in the 2nd round. And then I kind of, after this, I was just like, okay, Phoenix gets the worst draft gate. Great. But anyway, Matt Sabara, these catchers, I never like to take these catchers because I feel like they just never develop. But again, a 2nd round pick, I'm sure there were better options there. And then Chris Gardner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
So I didn't want to be too mean. I gave him a C, but this is the worst. I like the Wolford pick. I like Wolford. I actually like Wolford more than Feitner, and he got drafted 1 spot after Feitner. But yeah, I just didn't I don't know if Adam was like doing something during the 2nd and 3rd rounds, but it just wasn't good.
Slots.
Blackjack.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
Blackjack
yeah.
or craps.
Yeah.
That's true.
He was
Blackjack
rolling
or
to 7.
craps. Mhm.
He was busy. So moving on now, moving from the worst draft to what I think is probably the best draft in the BL.
Oh, bias,
Hey!
bias.
No, come
Go
on,
Sea
guys.
Serpents, go Sea
Ooh,
Serpents.
What even is that?
So I had Mark Knudsen mocked at like the 110 or like 112 or something. And where'd you get him at? Like the one.
Austin, what pick did you have?
121.
121.
Can I use my head scout for this one? Okay. That's even worse. I think I have him a little higher, but
I'm around this, but I'm happy with this. Dude.
yeah,
Like, as a catcher, I think he comes into the game as a top 10 catcher.
I agree. Has good college stats. The Void K's is kind of messy. I think Mike has him, a little higher. But go ahead.
The other thing I really liked with Knudsen was that, like, my team in the BL is like very high in average, but my run scored is very mediocre, and I think it's due to the fact that like I'm 9th in home runs. So we'll get to Solis later, but like Knudsen was like huge, and like I have a starting catcher who can hit home runs.
And this is kind of the crappy part of. Sorry, go ahead, Austin.
I was gonna. I think I told V this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how this draft fell this well for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I think I told V, I was like, Minnesota and I were talking a lot about it. He was like, I think he had an offer from Cincinnati to trade down to like the 111 and the 120. And I was like, to grab Knudsen and Salas at those two picks. I was like, I don't think they'll be there for you at 111 and 120. And then they both went after both of those picks.
Wow.
That's a
Which I
really good
didn't
offer,
understand.
too. The 111 and the
Salas was
120.
the best outfielder in the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to Salas, I guess, now, but Knudsen was like my number 6 or 7, and Salas was like my 10, I think. Like, and yeah, the Salas, like, it was like the like late at night, and I was like, I'm gonna wake up, and you can go to Salas if you want. I'm gonna like wake up, and I'm gonna message the first person who has a thing about about a trade, and I'm just gonna give them everything they want for Salas. And I wake up at 11:30. And it's my pick, and Salas still hasn't been taken, and I was so happy.
Yeah, so he got what's his dude? No, he got Knudsen and then Salas, which Salas at like the what? Did you say
126?
126. Especially in this draft, like you were talking about, Austin. Like I think I had Salas mocked at like my 112 or something. Oh, sorry. So yeah, V had a great draft. I mean, they kind of just fell to him. I will say I passed on Solis at like the 122, but that's because I really, really liked another guy there. Solis would have been my second pick, but
That's
okay.
a little worse. But
yeah.
go to the ratings,
Yeah.
even on Head Scout.
He's a
like,
platoon and
yeah.
defensive sub.
Against righties though, like he's gonna be a great 4-header,
Yeah.
like through the
Also, Gold Glove defense and
Yeah.
left.
Which so rotate batting order question. So do you sacrifice Comer? Is you Comer your 4?
Yeah, Comer.
So would
is
you
the 4.
sacrifice his gaining momentum as he's a righty as well?
He's
correct?
he's a switch, but predominantly lefty.
Okay, so you got to play Comer at righty or against lefties. And
I
then
don't know.
Solis versus
I'm gonna have to
righties?
figure something out with Comer. Between 4 people, there's like 3 spots of Comer, D'Amico, Solis, and Pierre.
So either Pierre or D'Amico goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it most likely is. Or
Yeah.
Pierre's having the worst season, so if that keeps happening, that keeps happening. But and this is a point I wanted to make in the podcast. I asked Austin and I asked Duncan, like, what their thoughts were on pulling people up right from the draft. And both of them were like, like, if they're ready, go for it. Like, I think it's good. But when I came into the league, I remember asking people about that, and they were always like, no, you have to let them develop, or it'll screw their development. So I guess just as a league, if you're listening, if you have an opinion on, like, if you think it's okay to pull people up right away, let us know. I'm curious.
The other thing I wanted to say is why I think he might have fell is he kind of reminded me of like that Justin Burgett from last year. The only difference is he does have this eye potential. Now, if he doesn't fill out the eye potential, I think it could be scary. Huh? Yeah, I think it could be scary. His OBP, like he'll in the PL, I think he'll dominate the BL and SL.
Even Cincy and I were talking about Solis too. It's crazy how many people have talked about him. But what I said is he's going to be a 275 in the BL, a 250 in the SL, and then I think
220 probably.
a 225 in the PL. Like I think it's gonna be a big leaps, but like the avoid K and the I really get to you when you get to well-rounded pitchers and you like fly out every single play.
If he hits even in the PL like 15 to 20 homers and
25
and
doubles.
Like, 30 doubles
with like 450 slugging, like, you know.
With his defense, he could still be definitely a good platoon outfielder. So, so at the end of the day, those were two great picks. And then me and V were talking about Underhill when he had this pick. The thing with Underhill is he doesn't have a huge ceiling. Like, he's probably not a starting second baseman in the PL, but what I was saying is he can always be used as a great utility guy. Like, he can play second, third, maybe backup shortstop if you need him in a pinch. But I just think, like, I think he's going to be usable. I'll go. Can I do your head scout on this guy?
For our guys.
So if he fills us out a little bit, he's a switch hitter. Like, he's just a great utility guy, and I don't hate that in the mid-second round. So I like the Underhill pick too.
Going through like the players in this round, like I kind of regret this pick a little bit after like doing the rankings and seeing who I missed out on. But again, like what Jhunt said, like it might have been one of the only players that I could find a spot on my ML like roster. And that matters.
Yeah, he's also going insane this year. The last 2 years he's been really good. So, so that was Seattle's draft. He didn't have any third round picks, but he deserved an A rightfully for the Knudsen and Solis picks. And then moving on to Austin here. I'll just briefly go through it, and then you can talk about it more in depth.
All
right. So he traded up. Actually, no. Go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the trade up already, and for me, the Yizigar, however you say it, just makes the most sense for a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sheehan is better right now. Eric Cole, we'll get to Eric Cole eventually, but Yizigar, he just makes the most sense for a rebuilding team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm okay chilling with him in the minor leagues for 2 years, 3 years, and then pulling him up when I'm actually ready for him. Which compared to Cole, who's already 22, like I'm just drafting him to trade basically.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's Dusty Burger if he fills out.
Yeah, and he's been nasty. Obviously, he's playing 16-year-olds as a 60 overall, but he's been really good.
Yeah, I think what makes the most sense for you was Yizigar, where you're at in your rebuild. So that pick totally makes sense to me.
And I mean, that's where I went similar direction with all of my picks. I think Yizigar might have been the oldest player I picked, and he's 17.
Mm-hmm.
I liked this.
Yeah,
guy.
me too. I think my favorite pick of yours was the Schwartz pick.
I had Schwartz as my fifth best starting pitcher in the draft as a first round talent.
Mm-hmm. He's only 17.
Just because, like, if he fills like, and he got a nice report recently, like if he fills out, I think he is almost as good as Yizigar. Like he's a slightly worse version of Yizigar, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stuff is a little scary, but the high movement, high control guys, that with the stamina he has, he could end up if he gets some velo increases as well.
Yeah, and he's a ground ball pitcher too.
Mm-hmm.
If you add a pitch like in the dev lab and it goes successful, would it be randomly possible for it to be like a 65 overall pitch and then the stuff goes up 5?
Who's to say it's not?
I have no clue.
That would be crazy. I mean, Mike Rumpf added an 80-80 pitch, so I guess anything's possible.
Hopefully it's like an 80-80. 80-80 knuckleball would be nice.
And
He'd
then
play forever.
Okay,
Timothy,
tell me
who I was about to take him because you asked to trade up and then didn't respond for like 15 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take Timothy because I was like, he's probably the only elite guy left. But then you hit me up and then you told me you were taking him.
So what I liked about Timothy is like he was the last player there. I was like, okay, if this guy fills out how I think he can, he was the last guy that I was like, okay, this guy is pretty good.
Yeah.
And similar to what you mentioned, I think it was Jhunt, is the prospect rating. I like that he was number 32. The range is decent. The arm is decent. I'm like, if this guy fills out, he could be a pretty decent third baseman.
A really good third baseman. The thing I liked about him is because I was getting scouting reports on him like up until the draft, and he kept getting good scouting reports, like potentials, currents going up. I think that's always a good sign whenever you're drafting.
He's durable too, which is nice as a prospect.
And
so
good.
I like.
Good personality.
Yep.
I like that too. I should have taken.
He
him.
loves hanging out with teammates after the game. I told you to take him. And so I loved your second round. Bill Labier. I think this is when it starts to go on auto. Is that correct?
This wasn't auto, but what's funny is I actually like he was actually someone I was looking at. And so I didn't mind him, but I was like, I just wanted the guy I got later, Romaine, is who I wanted.
Give me that lettuce.
I mean, the 30 control, obviously, but he is lefty.
Yeah, he's a lefty, neutral, and I mean, he's only like, what, 14 or 15?
Yeah, 15.
Good currents.
Yeah, the control's a little bit
And this guy, again, he's a left. He's
eight walks a 9. 8 walks per 9. 8.
I didn't even see that.
Bro's been steadily.
But to be fair, the last year he was 7.5, and he still did 90 fit minus. That's actually impressive.
That's crazy.
Dude, and 10 hits per 9. So he's allowing 18 base runners per 9.
Damn.
Honestly,
yeah, this was an auto pick, so I can't.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say I wasn't a huge fan of the third round picks, but I really liked the second round. And I totally understand the Yazaguirre pick. I think I gave you a B or B plus here. B plus, yeah, B plus for Vancouver.
Pod, Jhunt? Damn.
What?
At least.
I thought it was a good draft, but I just not as good as like a Seattle's or New Orleans, and I like Denver's draft a lot. Moving on, finally, to Winnipeg. Why am I just searching Winnipeg? Okay, so Winnipeg had a really... Okay, after Tomeo, I hated his draft.
I think they were all autos.
Yeah, it was all autos.
Yeah, they were.
Nichols, I don't mind.
So
Lenka
we
was
don't have to
bad.
talk about it too much.
Tomeo, though, was, to me, like I thought Nick Tomeo should have went. He could have went or before Ben James or right after Ben James.
I had him at my 1-4.
Oh, it's TA. Yeah, Tomeo is sick. So that's really the only notable thing here for Winnipeg. But he got Tomeo at like the 1-8, who could end up being... He could literally end up being the best player in the draft if everything fills out.
I really wanted him.
Yeah.
So,
and, dude, he's 18 as well.
Only 18. He is out right now with a bicep strain, but we'll see how that plays out. But I think in like 2 seasons, this guy will be worth like 2 first plus. Everybody, like, you'll see him and be like, oh my gosh, this is the best pitching prospect in the CBA. So, yeah. Still, I mean, all these pitches here, if his stuff fills out, he is gross. So, I gave Winnipeg a B- because I like the Tomeo pick, but these other 2 picks, I don't even really have to look at them. They were autos and they weren't good.
I like Dave Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols was okay, but Lenka was not good. So now we'll move on to the tiers. So in S tier, I had New Orleans and Seattle. A tier, I had Denver and Vancouver. B tier was the Minnesota, Miami, just solid drafts, nothing crazy. Then in C tier, Orlando and Winnipeg. And then finally in F tier, not even D tier, is Phoenix. Because Adam, what were you doing? Okay, that's the BL.
All right, on to the SL. I'm in the driver's seat.
Musical chairs.
Yep. All right. So we got to start off with Boston. Oh, okay. So the criteria for this is there are 2 grades. The first grade is like the vibes. Like I just go through the players and I'm like, this is an A draft. This is just off vibes. And then the reason I asked for the WAR in general today was I wanted to make sort of like a relative scale, some sort of calculation. And yeah, Mike and Jhunt both think that's a very V thing to do, but it was very fun. And Mark said something where like the average WAR of a first rounder is 9, average WAR of a second rounder is 3, and average WAR of a third rounder is 1.5. So what I'm doing is like if I think Bill Cruz is a like an A grade pick, then it's like 4.0, like the grade rating of 4.0 times 9 credits. So it just means that first round picks are worth like 3 times as more as second round picks, and 6 times as more as third round picks, and second round picks are worth double third round picks. That probably sounded really confusing. I didn't rehearse anything for that,
That's some bullshit.
but you'll see it. It'll be cool.
I'm gonna have a bad draft now because I didn't have the amount of first that since. Oh wait.
Yeah,
it's on
I'm
the
gonna.
right side.
I'm also gonna. I think Mike had the worst third round pick of all time, but we'll get there.
Who?
Okay, so
I was in Pennsylvania for that.
we have first Boston, and I guess I'll go through the grade first. I loved Boston's team, Boston's draft. I think they are the best draft in the SL, so kind of sucks that we're starting with them. But at the 119, he got Bill Cruz.
I like Bill Cruz.
I think he's great. I think he can play third, and I think getting someone like this at the 119
One of
is
the best
great
picks
value.
of the draft.
Yeah, he's played great in college. Like I love this pick. I gave it an A grade, 4.0. And then Rich Smith, I also really like that pick in the second round.
65 contact with good defense.
Mm-hmm. See, I think a lefty like this, and I always go to the, I guess, thing that if there's someone you know who can play for your team and be good, you should take them, like, not in the first round. Like, this guy looks good. This guy looks like he might be able to play in the PL, like, if he's a stats guy. But definitely will, like, being lefty and having this archetype will do extremely well in the BL and SL. And I think getting that in the second round is great value. And then in the third round, he got Joe Haney, which I loved this pick as well in the third round. He doesn't look as good as on OSA, but, like, this archetype just works in this game, and getting this in the third round, like, I'll always take that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like I gave him like a
third.
A minus, and an A, and that's so like how that would go is like 4.0 times 936 plus 3.7 times 3 plus 4.0 times 1.5, and then divided by 9 plus 3 plus 1.5.
Let's get back to baseball.
Your Indian is showing.
Dude, they call me Bill James in this house.
Bill James?
He doesn't know Moneyball.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
I don't see grades for... Oh, they're here. Okay, so Cincy had a crazy amount of first-round picks. He had 7.
Wait, did you factor in these guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, this is just his entire grade. He
Oh,
gets 3
yeah.
columns. So yeah, 7 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, 3 third-round picks. Here's what I'll say going into it. I didn't like that, like, he pretty much drafted 4 relievers, 2 starters, and first baseman.
Interesting strategy.
But, and I don't necessarily like where he got a couple of those relievers, but I really do like the position players he got at the end. So I gave him a B+, and the rating gave him a B-. I don't know if I want to go through all these players, if I'm being honest.
Dude, which ones are you picking?
Okay, I like Jason Wright.
Skikes. I like Skikes.
Yeah, okay.
Skikes.
I think it's
Jason.
Sykes. Oh, sorry.
Sykes.
I think you just wanted to
What's
say
scary-
Whistler.
What scared me about Jason Wright is that he played for 5 years in college, and only one of them did he play a full year.
He's fragile.
Like,
Wow,
his
for
injury
rating,
history
he's
is-
86.
is rough.
Dude, all of this right here looks like impending.
He's gonna have to start throwing with his left.
UCL tear, Tommy John
Switch
surgery.
pitcher.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so good, Oscar. I'm so glad you pointed
Like-
that out.
That's a great observation.
I want to
Because, like, Jason Wright is sick. Like, he is sick, but
Yeah.
he played a full season once out of 5 years.
Yeah, no, that is huge. And, like, doesn't have good personality. But here's what I'll say. Like, this was one of the picks I actually did like. Like, getting an extreme ground ball guy who meets all the thresholds. Like, I'm very okay with that at the 111. And then okay, we want to talk about Sykes. So Sykes was like one of the relievers that was one of the relievers that I just didn't think he needed to take in the first round. He drafted a lot of these just like high stuff relievers with not much movement. He got like 2 to 3 of them. And like while Sykes is an outlier to me because I did like this considering he has a 23 FIP minus and 26 innings pitched right now. But 20.5K per BB.
Dude,
Whoa!
how about that like beard thing? What is going on?
Bro's a pedophile. He's
The
19.
mutton chops.
Sorry, Austin. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I just said he's at the mutton chops.
Yeah.
The mutton
Well,
chops.
yeah,
That's what those are.
Why does OTP have this like
In their generator.
Who wears their beard like this?
There's like an animator within OTP that has this beard. And he's like, I'm adding it to the game. So Mike Sykes can have it.
Also, like the control potential like this is always so weird to me. Like I just never, I never believe that they're actually gonna fill out all that control. It's like, why do you expect him to have end up having such good control? Well, then you'd think that his current control would be higher, I guess.
I mean, relative to the Florida Giants, probably pretty good.
Do it 18U.
55.
Like,
But the potential is legit.
Yeah.
maybe.
But I just like I think he had a lot of spots where he just I would there was some good hitting. I don't think you needed to take 4 relievers. But again, I did give you a B plus. I think the pitching you took was great, and if it all works out, it all works out. But
Ross
the chances of
Fitzgerald's cool.
yeah, I'll go through him. But the pitching the pitching is like if it all fills out is good, but I don't think it will. Ross Fitzgerald was a great pick. I really like this was probably my like favorite pick. Can I go to your head scout?
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks really really good. Already good to play. I don't know if I'd play him in second, but he's a great first
I
baseman.
definitely wouldn't play him at second.
Yeah.
Can't see him.
But he got this guy at the 128. Like it's amazing value there.
I guess so. I mean, in other drafts, he'd be like a mid-second though.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty meh on Fitzgerald, but that's just he's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
But then these like this is where I kind of got the vibe of the B plus from, whereas Sam Quinn, Matt Griffin, and Kevin Walker, like these next 3 picks in the second round, and this first 2 in the third round. Sam Quinn was someone I really liked just because I like his archetype. He looks like Troy Vernon, like when he was good. My head scout has him better, but I like was considering if Solis wasn't there, like I thought this was the guy I was gonna take at the 126.
Oh God.
I really like.
Your draft grade would not have been an A.
He looks really really good on my screen. He has 70 power against lefties. I really like Sam Quinn.
Where'd you see the 70?
Huh? Oh, on my screen.
Oh.
And then Matt Griffin. This could just be a bias because I wanted to pair Gene Turner with a. I wanted to pair Gene Turner with a guy like this. So like.
Why?
I don't get that at all.
78 OPS.
Wait, what do you mean pair him with a guy like this?
Well, Gene Turner like gets on first, he gets to second, and then this guy's batting second. He's left
and hits a ground out, a double play. The great strategy. Let me get my leadoff guy on base and hit a double play right after. That's what he is, though.
Great value with the third there. Love the pick since. And then Kevin Walker was a guy that I don't know how he made it to the third.
Bro.
Like third round
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
Like
Dude,
I love this guy.
That's Ross Fitzgerald.
No.
No.
What?
That's crazy.
Fitzgerald has like 10 more power.
But
15 more
yeah,
power.
so I really like the late round picks, but when I put it into the calculator, it was a B minus. And then Cleveland and Houston are easy. They only had 1 pick. I didn't really like either of them. First is Danny Carter for Cleveland. I gave him a C plus. Let's see. he's a reliever. He has the like in the second round. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I want this. Like, okay, maybe I
he
turn
could start maybe.
If
like
he
I
gets
turn
to
him into a starter. He gets 45 movement.
55, 55.
And but
These-
then
these are all
only with that,
occurrence.
like you're putting like a pitcher like that with not great pitches out for 5
Dude,
innings.
fuck you, Oregon State, for making him a reliever. Like, you make him less sexy.
Set him as a starter.
Yeah.
Showing our new in the editor.
Oh,
shout
yeah,
out
shout out.
Austin for showing
We did
us.
not know this.
Oh my god, we can make them black. Look, wait. That's
God.
not the important one. Go back.
Mike is gonna go through and make all the elite white guys black so he can fulfill Mookie Betts' prophecy.
He's an unlocked character.
No, Africans are all beavers.
Okay, we'll go back to. He's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. This is like
The potentials, though.
I know. It's just
But
in
35
the,
stamina though.
Yeah, like
You'd want this
just,
guy to have like
in
70
the
stamina.
second, I think there were better players like Joe Haney, for example, or someone like that. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. C plus, honestly, maybe a C. Houston, I mean it was a 3rd round pick. How much can I criticize him? But I gave him a C minus. What was his name? Jason Rose. It's just really nothing. Like this is a guy who's never gonna make an ML team. You know,
He could
like
make a good porno name. Jason Rose.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Yeah.
Paul drafted him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
an
like
interesting pick.
he can't play defense. His offense is not going to develop to this at the ceiling.
Paul, come on, man. Come on, Paul. We have higher expectations, Paul.
But yeah, just
Dude,
like
he
was
runs a restaurant, though.
he does run a restaurant.
So, yeah, cool.
You can't be bartending in OTP.
But yeah, so C minus there. Indy didn't have any picks, so made that easy. He got an NA. Kentucky. All right, so Kentucky's an interesting one. I gave him a C, and
whoa.
the algorithm gave him a B minus.
Yeah.
The algorithm.
I'm gonna stretch this as much as I can. Okay, the 1st round pick, Greg Larrymore. This is the highlight of the draft to me. I really like this guy. I think he's like gonna be a great 3rd baseman. At 17, I like to see this type of archetype. The only thing for me is like he hasn't played well this season, but like for what Mike's timeline needs, I think it was a great pick. What do you got?
He has a nickname.
Dixie.
And he was my hockey number for like all of my youth.
Larry Moore is like a hockey name. Don't you think?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And then it kind of goes downhill from here. Joe Rudge, also not bad. I gave this pick like a B minus.
Yo, look at that.
I think he could be good, but even if he like his control potential is 45,
But he's 15.
he's a fly ball guy. But like, okay, let's say this fills out to 60, and let's say this gets to 60 as well, and he gets to 35 control. You're not going to play him.
His PBABIP is really interesting too.
Yeah.
Just 40.
I mean, you're hoping he becomes Carlos Ramirez from my bullpen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate the pick. It's okay.
I think I guess with this timeline, sure, take your high flyer guys. I just think there are a lot of problems with this guy that like he just won't hit a threshold to where he can play. But he's 15, truly.
I was
like, no one
targeting
knows.
Rudge in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
so-
I think it would have been better there.
Yeah, I think the thing that I like about Rudge is that, especially with my 2nd and 3rd round picks, I like to say, how does this guy look if he hits a ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
And if he hits a ceiling, he's a pretty good reliever,
Yeah.
which is more than we can say about a lot of the guys that are like already 22 and have like 50 power, 50 contact. Like those guys aren't going to do you anything in the majors. This guy could be something in the majors.
Maybe I'm hating too much.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
he was
Mike.
good. All right, let's get to the worst 3rd round pick of all time. Pitcher Chris Stack.
Do you remember drafting this guy?
No.
He's not even. He doesn't even want to be mentioned. He's that bad. He's a 2020. You drafted him in the 3rd round.
Go to my head scout.
Oh wow, what a great player.
That plays. Dude, this is hey, I'm going with the Nazi, and Nazi likes him better.
On very low. Your Nazi doesn't even know about the guy.
I didn't see
Look at his-
that. Dude, see,
look
I
at his
can't
fit
see
minus.
this when I'm in my car.
So
Look at
yeah,
this.
OSA quite literally has him as the worst player
This is
in the CBA. But I mean, when like
watch Chris Steck go insane.
here's what I'll give him. I do understand in 16U when you have a 133 fit minus and a negative war.
How was I supposed to know?
That
It was-
warrants a third.
Look at 2085.
Oh my god, 9.4 BBs per 9. He's walking 10 guys per 9.
He's allowing 20 base runners per 9.
Yeah, but he holds him.
You can't steal on Steck.
So I like, hey, comment down below. Is this pick worse or is Phoenix's pick worse? All right. The only Herschel Neal wasn't also good. I like Todd Perry though. That was the other highlight.
Wait, show Herschel Neal.
Okay.
You just don't want to spell Herschel. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Give me that.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. What a I don't, like you're ever gonna play this
Ditto's
guy?
Head Scout?
This was a second round pick?
This is a third round.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not average.
Meh.
Ground ball.
He's just like already filled out, and so it's
And
like,
he's a
where's
reliever, too.
Where's the ceiling? Like
He's on the winning side right now.
But yeah, this is where Mike's draft turns to a C. And then Todd Perry.
I should have just went on auto. Fuck.
yeah, for real.
Todd Perry, I did like. This was
Mike
a good pick.
This dude Mike was drafting his like 10th round picks. He's like, "Oh, I'm up in the 10th round."
Well, that's because I had to compensate
See,
somehow.
this is the guy that if you keep him for 2 years, Tommy's giving you 2 firsts.
Yeah, and Tommy will be giving me 2 firsts.
No, this guy. Well, I didn't even see this guy in
Yeah.
the draft pool.
He's interesting.
I just don't like drafting a guy like that. It's like he can't even play the field.
Yeah. He
Like that's why I like a guy like like the Timothy who I drafted. At least he has the defense to fall back on if he doesn't
Mhm.
completely fill out.
I
Yeah,
understand
this
my
guy's
draft grade
nothing.
now. This is the first time I've been able to look at my draft. And
Yeah.
really see
So the reason
You
that
should
that-
so
round picks, though.
this is why the
I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
No, we're not.
No,
No,
we're
no,
not.
no. Just,
No, we're not
look,
looking at
hear
the
me.
fifth round pick.
He-
We're
I'm-
not looking.
Mike,
God
we have-
damn it,
Mike,
Mike.
we're-
This is we're not
it'll
looking at the fifth
it'll
round
take
pick.
30 seconds.
Okay, so oh god,
Dude,
why are we doing this?
Well, I just want to show that I made up for it a little bit. I can't get dogged
Dude, he's
on
showing
that.
us a 5th round
I
talent.
dude, no, 2 of them.
crazy.
He's showing us 2 5th round talents.
Okay, but these guys were kind of good.
I swear to God, Mike,
Castellan.
if this dude is a 2020,
Oh, I need the N. Yeah.
The
See,
fuck?
What are you talking about?
this is what I have him head.
whoa.
Oh.
He sucks.
Okay.
Okay, I
moving
have
on
one more.
from
I have one more.
Kentucky.
A Petrie is good. Petrie is good.
On very low scouting, he probably looks good.
What was it? AJ Petrie? Oh. Okay, but look at what he could be.
Go to OSA.
All right.
Okay, Michael.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you try to get onto the fucking. Yeah. It's really easy. Isn't
There it
it
is.
Oh.
Okay, but
like that strat.
see
It's
here,
really
here's
quick.
where the algorithm comes in. Is like he had a good 1st round pick, so it weighs more than like the worst 3rd round pick of all time.
That might have been Kentucky's worst draft in like 10 years, to be honest.
Dude,
Mike's a great drafter.
I drove from Columbus to New Jersey, from New Jersey to Boston, and Boston to Columbus, all during the draft. Yeah, that's a lot, but like most of it during the draft.
Okay, on to Los Angeles, which I loved Tyler's
Yeah,
draft.
Tyler!
Tyler, great draft. You got a B plus. So Sam Guerrero, one of the best value picks in my mind.
Dude, I can't believe he went this late.
This is another guy. Like, how did he fall? You know, like head scout very high. He looks insane already.
Yeah.
Like this guy looks like Wortham almost when I drafted him.
Yeah, just without a little bit of power, but
Yeah. Like, this is crazy. I think this is an amazing pick. He can play the field.
where do you get him at the
13.
Okay, I thought he was for sure gonna be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, me too. I would have put money on that. Like,
Yeah.
that's great pick. Ben Scheller's an interesting one. I know my scout has him a lot higher than Jhunt, so we'll see Mike's. Okay, yeah, I mean it was essentially the first pick in the third round, so I mean take that into consideration. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's gonna be anything, so not the best pick there. But here's where I really think Tyler hit home was Jared Skinner. I think getting someone like I saw that he got this in the third round, and I was like, why did I pick that guy in the second round? Oh
Wow.
you know what? Never mind.
Hey, he's not bad.
Dude, no, he's sick.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, my guy has him very good, Tyler. So hopefully he fills out to what my scout has. Because I saw this and I was like, oh my god, he like nailed the third round. So you got a B plus, Tyler. Going into Mexico City, he only had 2 third-round picks. So I'll get into that. I gave him a B. It's hard to just grade third-round picks. I did really, really like Tommy Clodfelter, but did not like Bobby Elliott at all, if I remember correctly. So this guy in like the third round is okay. That's not right. Claude. This guy in the third round, I think, is great value.
Wow.
He can field well. He can already hit. He's played well in college. 174 PS plus last year, and 173 the year before. I think that's a great pick in the third round. So I like that one a lot. And the one I didn't like was Bobby Elliott. I don't know why you pick a guy like this. He's 22. Maybe I know Dustin's a stats guy, so maybe he looked at that. But just looking at the ratings, I didn't understand
If
it.
you're a stats guy, you look at that.
Yeah, I guess so. But Mexico City B, New York, I gave a B plus. It was on the lower side of the B plus compared to LA, though I think I may have underestimated like one or two of his players. So we can get into that. You can take over, Jhunt.
So I took Costello. I was really wanted to take Solis, but I don't really need corner outfielder for the next couple years. And I think Costello might have a higher ceiling actually than Solis.
He looks gross.
I mean, like you put this dude in Yaw for like 3 years, and I thought like the number 3 prospect ranking. I thought he was like one of the better young guys to be drafted. Like after like Feitner. And who went after Feitner?
George Newton.
Yeah, like guys like that. I thought he could have been grouped into that group, and I got him kind of late in the first. So I was actually really happy with the Costello pick. He's a lefty. I think he'll end up being one of those guys that just yokes righties. So he's kind of, when he's like 18, 19, he'll probably be ready to be pulled up, and I think the power will play. So I'm really excited to see his future development. I was really happy with this pick.
So
I liked Costello. I liked Costello because of how developed his power and eye already is for being 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like 55 power at 15 is really nice to see.
Yeah, like he'll go crazy in Yaw for a couple years.
So the reason Jhunt's at like a B plus here, is I gave both Costello and Paddock, who we'll get to, B pluses. Because I thought personally, Jhunt for at least one of the picks should have taken someone he can use next year, because they're both so young, 14 and 15. If both of them don't work out, missing on 2 first-round picks would suck.
I just feel very certain that Costello. I have a very good feeling Costello will end up being playable.
But we'll go to Paddock, which I really like Paddock as well. I was considering.
I liked Paddock too.
I was considering Paddock instead of Solis for a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean the stamina, we'll see about that if he can actually end up starting. But he's 14 and he has 55 home runs against comparative to PL, so that's kind of interesting. So I drafted him as a starter. We'll see if I think if he ends up being a reliever, he's still a pretty sick reliever. Ground ball, high movement, so young that like when I thought about this pick, I was like, okay, if the draft pool that was left, I was like, who do I want in my system? Like, who do I want to pay attention to every sim, check their Yaw stats? And I was like, Paddock is a guy that is going to be really interesting. So It was like late in the first, and so I was like, "Fuck it, let's go with Paddock." Also, has that number 8 prospect ranking, which I care about.
And
I really
then
liked Paddock. Paddock to me kind of just screamed the poor quality of the draft because like I like Paddock a lot, but having to spend a first on him was really gross in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't disagree that he wasn't like I think he was a good pick there, but having to spend a first on that is gross to
I
me.
agree. I think Paddock is usually like an early mid-second round pick. So,
Yeah,
but he
which
was
isn't your fault. It's just kind of the draft class.
yeah, I think he was one of the better guys available where I picked him at least one of the higher
I
ceiling
agree.
guys.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to bash the pick. It's just like that's just not a fun place to have to take that guy, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
but we'll move on to like one of my favorite picks of Jhunt,
Peters, right?
which is John Peters.
Gotta be Peters. So V said I didn't draft anybody in the first round that could be on my team. I think there's a chance Peters, depending on how he develops this offseason, through the season and into the offseason, I think there's a chance I start him in left this year. Probably more of like a res guy next year and then see how he develops. But the one big thing for Peters is if his power, I'm most paying attention to his power because if that stays at 45, there's really no point in starting this guy ever. But if that power actually ends up playing and gets to 55 with everything else, with his defense and with the contact and gap already, like I think he could be like a solid piece for me in the future. And I have a lot of lefties right now, so I'm hoping he can develop as one of my better righty bats. But I mean, for the second round, I was very happy mid-second round pick. Getting a guy that I think could play in my future, I was happy with it. So
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. And then another pick I liked because it was the best pitcher, and you are taking a gamble on him, which is the thing, is Dave Finley. He obviously has this bad injury, rotator cuff, but I mean, he was the best pitcher at the time when you drafted him. So
well, that 60 home runs against, we like that, and everything else is okay. So I think he's a guy that will probably end up being like my top res pitcher and then just like fill in for injury replacements. But we'll see. Maybe he plays really well in res and I pull him up, and I don't know. He has that Joel Dano archetype, and that could play decently. So
That's a good take.
yeah.
Mhm. And then Danny Brown, we don't have to show him. He was the reason I didn't really like the draft. He kind of sucks.
Wait, no, show him. Don't do me like that. We talked about you taking him in the mid-second, I thought.
No, I was
Oh.
never on this guy.
Wait, go to Head Scout.
Oh, okay.
So, and also look at his college stats. Like, he's
Yeah.
been pretty gross for a third-round pick. I've seen a lot of worse third-round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a great
No,
pick.
if he looks like this, it's a good pick. I don't have him like
It's-
this,
I
but
don't
I
even
also
know if
don't
it's-
have him on high. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's a great pick,
I have
but
him
it's not a
like
bad
this.
pick, I don't think. So,
But yeah, there's Jhunt.
Woo!
Got a B plus. So good on Jhunt. And then we got Tampa Bay. We don't really need to spend too much time going through him, considering he doesn't exist at the moment.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. But he got a B. The algorithm gave him a B plus. It was a lot of high stuff. I guess we'll just show the number one guy, George Newton. I really like
George
this pick.
Newton is sick.
Yeah, he is really cool.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, but
He is.
he can play a good third.
But
and as far as potential,
202 OPS plus this year.
Wow. Yeah, insane. So that was a good pick, but a pick by nobody. So we'll go into the tiers. In the NA tier, I have Indy and Tampa because Tampa's not real. In the D tier, I have Houston. Sorry, buddy. I mean, you only had one third round pick, so it doesn't really matter too much. You're still going strong this season. In the C tier, I have Cleveland and Kentucky. Both drafts where it's like, I think it could have gotten a little bit more. B tier.
Boo.
B tier. I got Cincy and Mexico City. Cincy. I mean, again, I liked your draft overall. I just think maybe a lot of pitchers and a lot of first basemen, and there was better talent elsewhere. So for 7 first round picks, we'll see how it plays out. And Mexico City just had 2/3, so nothing much there. In the A tier, I had LA and New York. I think they were like this clear second and third best. in the SL, but the best draft of the SL goes to Boston. I really like that one. All right, Austin, to you.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I kind of did my rankings similar to how V did his. I didn't do an actual calculation, but I definitely, when I go through mine, I definitely weigh the rounds that people are taking. It's like I weigh first round very heavily. I kind of weigh the second, and then the third is kind of like I don't judge too much on the third because at that point it's just so much personal preference on what guys you like and what your timeline is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with Carolina. I think I give them a B plus. I did. Lynn Norris was the right pick. I just don't know if it was a good pick, if that makes sense.
The injury scares me
What's
a lot.
have a yeah, that's a massive injury to just draft someone at the 110. Which again, I don't know if it was the wrong pick, but I think again I just come back to this class was not very good, and the fact that we can sit here and say, well, this guy maybe wasn't even like a bad pick at the 110 tells us that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially for someone like Duncan, who he's definitely pigeonholed into taking someone young.
Mm-hmm.
He traded up to take him too.
That's right, he did. Which again, if he fills out, he looks pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I added comments for myself, but you can also read them. Like I said,
Nice.
he's rebuilding. It was definitely the best rebuild pick. And then I liked some of these guys. I don't think I liked Helmer and Gilbert a decent bit. I was not a fan of like Rusty Johnson and Rusty. I didn't even realize he had two Rusties there, but like both of those guys are kind of just meh. Like that guy's decent. Like for third round pick, that's not a bad third round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Like, is this guy in the third? Is he really that much worse than Paddock, who was going in the first? I don't really think so.
Ooh.
Damn, Jhunt.
Well, Pat
Like, that's
could
not-
be a
and I-
starter. That's the only difference for me.
Ooh.
That guy's good.
Like, same with this guy. Is this guy's only got 5? Like, if Paddock is even a starter though, like, and that's not trying to take shots at Jhunt. It's just
You sent
Again,
me a
I did
clapping
this-
gif after I took Paddock, dude.
no, I agree. This class sucked. That's kind of the point I keep coming back to. It just like I just didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
But
Where did he go?
But-
That's a good player.
Who?
That guy.
Third, I believe.
Yeah, right.
But he's 20 overall at 20, almost 22 years old.
Yeah.
Like
Ooh.
that's not good in my opinion. But
Mhm.
it's the third round pick. I don't really care.
Yeah.
And this guy looks decent, but again, he's already like he is a little bit like 19's not super old, but even if he fills out, he's like a back end BL starter.
Yeah. Hey, all these guys have really good stats, so he knows something.
Yeah, and the third round picks. Like that's why he still has a B plus. I think Norris was a good pick,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the Helmer and Gilbert picks quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Chicago, I think I gave Chicago an A. I'll give them an A plus actually.
Ooh.
I mean, you have the most Tomei thing possible. Go get freaking Eric Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, Tommy.
Like of course Tomei's gonna go do that. Like this guy is so much fun.
Yeah. He's so good.
Wow.
He's so good.
Like having this as a catcher, and I think the 60 BABIP is so like I'm really curious to see how that plays.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about how bad this draft was, but then you have Eric Cole in this draft, and it's just like he's one of the best players that's been drafted in like the last few years. Like this is insane.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, and then just it's exactly. So that's a great pick. Shaw, I don't remember exactly what I thought about Shaw Rathwell. I think he was just kind of decent.
I like
I
I
liked-
actually.
I think I liked him, but I think I liked guys that went after him more.
Ooh. Reliever. Could be a starter. Another one of those guys. Great stats.
Yeah, like I just had a lot of the guys that went behind him I liked more, which again, there's a lot of personal preference there. Baldonado, I really like this guy. Like this guy went way too late in my opinion.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Like I think even in my comment, I had I had Maldonado as a first round grade. Like I would have taken him in the late first,
Mm-hmm.
and Tome got him at 218. So I thought that was an absolute steal in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Francesco, I don't remember what exactly he looks like, but my comment was that he was fun, not necessarily good, but he looked fun.
That's a Tommy player.
Yep.
It is a Tome player, which is awesome.
Yeah.
The Rumble.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was the knuckleballer.
Knuckleball. That's so cool.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a fastball.
He's a starter with 2 pitches.
Yeah. It's, if one's a knuckleball, it doesn't matter how many other
That's true.
pitches you have.
That is true.
90 pitches per game with 35 stamina.
That's what being a knuckleballer can give you.
I think I've seen stuff about this on like the Reddit and stuff. And when it comes to knuckleballers, a lot of the other stuff, like you kind of throw a lot of the other stuff out of the window when it comes to knuckleballers and the logic that you would apply to it.
That's so cool.
If I would have known, I would have wanted to draft this guy.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that there was a knuckleballer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and the I feel like you'd be giving up more walks with this control too. Anyways, yeah, that is a fun pick. I'm glad
And
you
then
did stop on
the
that.
the 2 third rounders, I didn't really have strong opinions on them. They were kind of just like third round picks.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're looking up Lavel.
Mhm.
Like
No.
that's just a third round pick.
Yeah.
He loved
Like-
him for that first base defense.
Gold glove. 6'8".
Mhm.
And so like if he fills out, he's what an okay defensive third or first baseman for you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not like a bad pick, but it's also like there's not much value in a backup defensive first baseman.
Dustin Myers.
Yeah.
Did OSA thinks all these cats look the exact same?
Yeah. Like this again, like if he had a third pitch, he'd be a lot more interesting to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
But because he actually has the stamina, but
Yeah.
that's just not
Yeah.
like if he fills out, he's an okay reliever.
Yeah. Spend your lottery ticket that he gets a third pitch.
Yeah.
Dude, all of these guys' bras are like huge. I don't know why it says bra.
Yeah. 11.4 hits per 9 is.
Yeah. This is weird. Weird stuff.
So then on to DC, I think I gave a B. I just think both picks were they were definitely mark
I'm gonna-
picks.
I love DC's draft. 130
Like,
DC. Are you, like that's crazy.
I thought, I just felt like neither guy excited me. I just don't know what it was about them. When I looked at him earlier, like this guy's a fly ball pitcher, just doesn't,
Mm.
and maybe and like it just definitely feels like that's just a mark pick.
Go
Like
to
this guy will probably be
Scout
really,
real quick. For me,
he'll probably
he
be
got
really
a-
good for Mark.
Yeah, he got a couple velo increases. I'm pretty sure right before the draft, which his stats this year kind of back it up. I don't know. He's having an insane year. I considered Sands at both of my late first.
Me
so,
too. The second one at the 127.
Yeah, I think Sands is gonna be solid.
Looks like a stuff boost. Maybe.
And like fly ball pitcher, but 0.5 home runs per 9 all 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I'm sure I'm missing something because Mark took him, and I'm sure he'll be great for Mark.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy here. Oh. He has black shoes. That's why. Who the fuck wears black shoes as cleats? Anyways.
A lot of people.
Yeah, black.
Oh,
What the
really?
fuck are you talking about?
And then the other guy was Bill Rabin. He was actually kind of decent too, but again, like just a Mark pick. I feel like
Yeah.
I almost put in the comments like this guy just feels like a guy who'll have 110 to 120 OPS plus for a couple years with Mark, and then he'll sell him off, and then the guy will die.
Dude,
Mhm.
this can be such. There's a guy, David Fetch. He looked exactly like this guy, and Mark Fletch, and he looked exactly like this guy, and I was like, this guy, it's not him. I don't know, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I thought you were talking about Cesar Lopez at first, but
It's like David Fletch or something.
Yeah.
Cesar kind of had a different
But
build.
yeah, no, I'm talking. It was like a while ago. Dave Fetch. Do you try Fetch or Lech?
Well, we looked at the WAR standings earlier for drafts, and DC is way above everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
Yeah, so
it'll
yeah,
be
he's clearly
super
doing
low.
something right, which is why I'm like, it looks like it'd be at service level, but I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm just the one mentioning something.
Okay, this guy.
What?
No,
He's
no, no,
36.
No, it was a while ago. He looked exactly like this guy. Go to his batting stats. In like one crazy year, like different guy, I guess.
No, he had some good years. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? He had some good years.
No, I thought he had like a 5 WAR season. I was
Oh.
like, of course, DC has a guy like this. Anyway, reminded me of David Fetch.
Dude, we're
And then-
such losers. Oh yeah, David
And then-
Fetch.
I think Detroit. I just was not a fan. I gave him a C. I think this was my lowest grade that I gave, but like I only gave 6 grades.
Nice
I think
deal.
Damn,
I
Joey,
think
you hear that?
'cause, like I just don't think either of these guys were like I liked some of the guys that went after Knight, and I didn't. I think Edgar was probably taken a little too high. Is what I had on my notes.
Mm.
Yeah. Like Brad
But-
Knight will never be on a PL roster.
No, and like I just liked other. Like I think there was better pitchers that went after him,
Yeah.
I don't
and then this guy just kind of sucks.
Black. Look, shoe color black.
Okay.
Like,
This-
That guy just sucks.
No, I have like 10 of these guys on my Dev A team. How are we gonna be like, hey, he's not bad? Like,
He kind of just sucks. And then obviously these guys, I don't even think I gave them grade. Oh, I did give them grades.
Mhm.
They get, and then Salt Lake only had 1 pick. I loved this pick though. I gave him an A. I thought this was great value on it.
Greg on Salt Lake is gonna be gross.
I wanted him so bad.
Like again, this just comes down to my philosophy of the hitting stats were rough. Like that's obvious, but he has such a solid base with the defense. Like that's a second baseman at worst. And then if he fills out, that's a really good hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like in the second, like you had the Brad. I think Brad Knight went. Like go look at Brad Knight again, who went over this guy. It's like why would I take that over? Why would I take that over someone who, like this guy at best is like a silver league 4 or 5 at best. But then the other guy, that's a starting second baseman in the PL if he fills out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
So that's for me. It's like that's for that John Desjardins or however you say his name is such a good pick there because there's so many guys that went above him. Like freaking Josh Hansen went above him.
yeah.
Phoenix 6 pick went above him.
I think it's Henry.
It's an E. No, it's an no, it's HANSEN.
SEN.
Like this guy went 2 picks above the other guy.
He's a shortstop. That's crazy. Yeah, I like.
And so I
David
love
a
that
lot.
pick. And then San Diego, I gave a B to. Again, this one kind of felt like DC's pick, where like Taylor and Swiley were just like, I just felt like they were drafting well for a need. Like he needed more bats.
Mhm.
Like this is a solid bat. I think Osa has him way better than what my scout does because I don't think my scout looks. I think my scout looks like that,
Mhm.
and it's like I don't know how good that guy will. That's actually, my scout's pretty similar to Mike's scout. It's like
Mhm.
if he fills out, what does that actually do for you? I just don't know.
Yeah. Good defense though. I mean, defensive upside
Yeah.
is definitely something, and
Yeah, I agree.
Gets a lot of bags, like
And yeah, and like I said, it's a solid pick because San Diego just needs guys who can fill in immediately. Like this guy could just go straight into his starting outfield.
Yeah.
Same with Swiley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Swiley again,
guy
that's
I
another guy. Swiley's another guy who my scout likes less than Osa by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Swiley pick a lot,
Yeah,
actually.
me too.
But again, yeah, it's another guy who, and that's why like it's a solid pick because this guy goes right into his outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bet you he puts Taylor and Swiley right into his outfield because his outfield, like he needs more like bats right now.
Yeah. other than the catcher, it's
Like, yeah, those guys go start on his corner outfields. And
Yeah, slot straight in, slot straight in.
Yep.
That's actually huge for
Yep.
him.
yeah, and that's why it's like it's not sexy, but it got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz, I think Cruz
I heard
was a nice pick, and I think even Mark complimented that pick after it came out. It's just I think what brought him down was he's fragile and he's just not a good teammate.
Oh God.
I was looking at this guy for my second round pick as well.
He's
And
got low
the-
everything.
And he's another guy. He's like he'll be 22 in like a month, and he's not that developed.
Typical LA.
he has a nickname though.
It's a great.
That is true.
Looney Tunes.
It is good, which is funny because he like his personality matches with that.
Yeah. He's what's that big thing he's the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, Tasmanian Devil. And then the last one's Cord Jackman. Cord Jackman was just like he's not actually a shortstop. He's not like Josh Hansen level, not shortstop, but he's definitely like a second baseman or a third baseman
Wow.
who's and like the base running stats are nice. So it's like maybe he's something. He had a rough year at the plate after 2 really nice years at the plate, so that's
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah. That's
Like this
interesting.
guy's a decent pick,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why I kind of just gave.
Yeah.
He was kind of a B draft. Like again, he just did what he needed to do, but it wasn't like anything spectacular in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so
There are too many people from Edmonton, Alberta. Like who plays baseball up there? There's so
well,
many.
it's because all of the like 14 and 16, 18 U's are Canadian.
Oh.
Because I think that's something we did because like Bob has been around forever and he's from Canada, so all of the youth leagues are in Canada.
Dude, we gave
Mm.
all the youth to Bob.
Yeah,
That's
I was gonna
crazy.
say.
And so for my tiers, like obviously all the teams that didn't pick in the first 3 rounds are in A. I don't think anyone's in D. And C is just Detroit. And B, I had Carolina, San Diego, and DC.
Mm-hmm.
In A, I had Salt Lake. And then in S, I had Chicago.
I think that's very well deserved.
Yeah.
Bro was, I don't know what that that gif in the chat was about. Of like
Have you never seen The League?
the what?
The League?
No, I have not.
So it's a TV show called The League, and it's about just this group of friends who plays fantasy football together.
Oh, okay.
And so he
Oh.
was pleasuring himself looking at his roster.
I do that.
So that's what that's the reference.
Okay, let me ask you this, Austin. Do you think Eric Cole is worth 3 firsts and 3 seconds?
Where are the first?
I don't remember what he traded. I don't remember what
You're saying let's see. Let me go back and find it.
Because I'm not saying he's not at all. I'm just asking, food for thought.
Yeah. So it's Miami's 87 first. Where is that?
It is
I have
first.
where's Miami and Ela right
He
now?
also gave.
He's like 16th or like 16th.
Carolina also gave him like the 1-2, and then a second and a third.
I didn't know that, but I mean,
Yeah, because the Minnesota second will be okay next year. My third will be like the 3-1. I mean, I think it's definitely I think it's one of those trades where it's good for both sides. I mean, Chicago Tomei always does. He only makes big trades and he just goes and gets the guys that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Which is again, that's part of the reason that I mean, I definitely try to emulate what some of different people in the league do, and that's one of the reasons I push so hard to get Izaguirre. I was like, I want to go get the guy I want, and so I'm gonna go get the guy I want, and that's similar to what Tomei does. And then for Duncan, it's like he's in a rebuild. There was after I took Izaguirre, there's no one there that like is worth it for a rebuilder at 1-2. So why not go turn that pick into a ton of assets?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm so excited to follow Cole's career trajectory though, so I can't knock Tomei. I agree with you. I think it was totally fair for Tomei to do that. So
And I think it's this. I mean, it's the same exact thing that Tomei and I did for barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need barefoot, but I'll take the like 2 first and 3 seconds and 2 prospects that I got for him instead,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't need a 23-year-old first baseman right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a great return for that too.
And Barefoot's doing really well. I
Yeah,
think
because barefoot's sick. I'll miss him, but it's like it's just not. It doesn't make sense just to hold on to him for the sake of holding on to him.
Yeah. But you got him with the 1-4, right?
Barefoot
1-8.
1-8?
1-8, because I had last year was insane because I had the 1-6 and then I traded with you, right? Was it you or Jay
It
Hunt?
went Samson, Wortham, Barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I traded. Was it Jay Hunt or Mike that I traded with?
It was Kentucky,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah. So then I traded down and got like the 215 this year, which worked out for both of us, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that all makes sense. I should have kept my second though. I didn't know Chavez would say bye. But it's fine.
Yeah, that's
It's
brutal.
fine. Yeah. But I still got good value out of him. So we both
Oh, I
really
didn't.
benefited from that trade.
I never gave Bob his NA grade. Sorry, Bob.
There you go, Bob. Well, that wraps up our draft grades. I apologize for such a long episode, but I know you guys just you guys sift through and find
But hey,
and find your teams.
if you drafted like we did, like we talked about your team this episode,
Yeah.
a decent amount.
So no one and Tommy, we slobbed all over that knob, so you can't say shit. In
Oh, I
general.
forgot. I forgot that we were supposed to trash talk Tomei on the pod.
Tommy, your draft was shit. You gave up way too much for Eric Cole. By the way, Eric Cole won a Stanley Cup with the Carolina Hurricanes. There we go. In 2006. So that was a staple. Nope, 2008. Wait.
There we go. I fixed it.
Yeah.
True rankings.
So big shout out Eric Cole. Any hockey guys know him. But now he's reincarnated as an insane, shitty catcher. No, but really, thanks, guys. We'll have Austin back again for another draft, hopefully mock this time? Question mark.
Perhaps, maybe not next year when I have 3 first, and I don't want to spill my secrets.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll figure something out, and we've also got something special to show next time we have Austin back on the pod. Austin, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. Thanks for making your PL rankings in the absence of any of my expertise on any draft. But no, this was awesome. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I've got a lot of editing to do, so have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Adios. He is on pace for 10.8 WAR right now.